Hi, within this lecture, we're gonna see if our Wi-Fi adapter can go into the monitor mode. So we're gonna see how to enable the monitor mode, and later on we're gonna discuss what we can do with the monitor mode as well. So what is monitor mode? So I said that your Wi-Fi adapter should support this monitor mode. And monitor mode is actually a mode that we don't connect to the internet, that we don't actually connect to a router, but we gather information about the routers or about the networks that we are not connected to. So if you run ifconfig, you can see all the available interfaces in your computer, and if you run iwconfig, then you will actually see detailed information about the wireless interfaces in your Kali Linux as well. As you can see, since ETH0 and LO are not wireless interfaces, we are not seeing anything related to them, but we are seeing detailed information about WLAN-O because my USB wireless adapter is connected. And as you can see, our mode is managed right now. So managed means it's actually a regular mode. We can just select a network from the list that we see, and we can connect to the internet by providing the password of that network. However, that is not all we want from a wireless adapter when we deal with the cybersecurity, because maybe we want to gather information whether we know the password of that network or not. Since we are not connected to that network, we can try to gather information. Later on, we can use that information to crack the passwords of the related networks. We're gonna do the actual thing. We're going to actually break into the networks in a couple of lectures later. But right now, we need to understand how we can put this WLAN-O into the monitor mode. And once we do that, actually, we will still see the WLAN-O, but we won't be able to connect to the internet because we won't be in the managed mode. And by the way, rather than WLAN-O, you can see something else like WLAN-1 or something entirely different. It's okay. So I'm going to use something called Airmon-NG. As you can see, this is already in Kali Linux, okay? And it generally works with the wireless networks. If we run airmon-g-help, we can see the usage of the Airmon-NG. We're gonna use a lot of tools ending with the -ng. These are all related with the wireless penetration testing. And as you can see, the usage of this tool is Airmon-NG, start, stop or check, and then the interface. It's very easy actually. So we're gonna see what the channel is later on. Right now we can just focus on that. Airmon-NG, start, stop, and check. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just say Airmon-NG, start WLAN-O. So if you see something other than the WLAN-O, like WLAN 0, 10, whatever, it really doesn't matter. You can just supply that as a parameter, but you should supply your own wireless interface. So all you gotta do is just write the Airmon-NG, start, okay, and the interface name, which is WLAN-O. And here you go. Now, as you can see, it actually worked and it took us into the monitor mode. However, we got some kind of error messages or kind of maybe warning messages over here saying that these processes or these VPA supplicant or network manager, and you can see completely different things over here, can interfere with this process. So I'm going to show you what is this. So as you can see, I'm actually in the monitor mode right now, but if it didn't work for you, you can run this Airmon-NG check kill, and it will actually kill all the processes, okay, before putting this into monitor mode, and then you can try it again. So I don't have to do that, okay? You don't have to do that every time. But if there is something that is interfering with this process, then it will kill that process for you. And you should start Airmon-NG, start WLAN-O. You can just run this one more time and try again. So how do you make sure you're in the monitor mode? So it worked for me because if I run ifconfig right now, I can see my WLAN O, and it actually changed the name of the interface to WLAN O Mon, standing for monitor mode, of course. However, this is not mandatory. Maybe you're just seeing WLAN O right now, but it can be in the monitor mode. To be fairly certain, I'm gonna run iwconfig, and as you can see, mode is right now stated as monitor. Now, if I go over here, I cannot connect to anywhere because it's supposed to be, because in the monitor mode, we cannot connect to the internet, okay? We can gather information about the wireless networks that we are not connected to. And we're gonna see how to do that as well. Don't worry about it. We're just seeing how to put our wireless adapter into monitor mode right now. We're just setting the things up, and in the next lecture, in the next section, we're going to actually gather information. Now, what can we do in order to stop the monitor mode? We can just come over here and write airmon ng stop WLAN O or WLAN O mon, whatever your interface name is right now. Okay, it will stop it. Now, I believe we are in the manage mode and we can actually connect to the internet. And by the way, if yours not WLAN O mon, you should write your own interface name, as I said before. And here you go, in the iwconfig, I'm in the managed mode and I can connect to the internet again. So there can be some bugs during this process. Okay, so you should have to, or you may have to run Service Network Manager restart in order to connect to the internet, but in this case it works for me. And sometimes actually running the Service Network Manager restart doesn't even work, and you may have to shut down the Kali Linux and open it one more time in order to connect to the internet properly with the manage mode, but that's not the case for right now, for me at least. So the other thing you can do, you can just write ifconfig WLAN O down and ifconfig WLAN O mode monitor. Okay, don't do that right now. I'm just showing you this as an example. So I believe this won't work for me right now. As you can see, it doesn't work for me right now, but it's a way, okay, to put your wireless card into monitor mode. So if airmon ng doesn't stop, if it doesn't start, not stop, if it doesn't start the monitor mode, if it doesn't put that in the monitor mode, you can use this. As you can see in the ifconfig --help, you can see all the parameters, but all the command that you need to write is ifconfig mode monitor and then ifconfig WLAN O up. Okay, so it may put this into monitor mode better than the airmon ng, but in many cases it will actually work with the airmon ng, and I will use the airmon ng for the rest of the course. But if airmon ng doesn't work for you in any case, then you can try this alternative as well. And as you can see, this alternative doesn't seem to be working properly for me right now, but this is a way. Okay, this is another way to put your wireless adapter into monitor mode. That's why I'm showing you this. So the thing is, right now we managed to put the wireless adapter into monitor mode. We managed to actually connect to the internet using our wireless adapter. Now our setup is done. Okay, don't worry about this ifconfig things. And by the way, if you do that, don't worry, don't forget to put the WLAN O up, or otherwise it won't work. Right now, even if I did that, I'm still in the manage mode. That is fine. So I can use airmon ng to go into the monitor mode as usual, and that's what I'm going to do in the following sections as well. By the way, if nothing works for you, make sure your wireless adapter actually supports the monitor mode. So there has been some cases for the students where they actually think that it supports the monitor mode, but the provider or seller has sent the wrong product or wrong version to the consumer, to the students. So double check on that as well. So see you in the next section.